V's got the
button.
button. We got the button, and I pushed the button, and now we be live on the button.
Hey y'all, Kathia Star here.
Welcome to we don't know what stream this is today. Oh yeah, Wake Up Wednesdays.
It's a wake up Wednesdays.
So
We
wake up.
might talk about.
I need
Go
to
ahead.
wake my wacky self up. That's for sure.
Here it is raining,
Here it's sunny and hot. Crazy.
but as I was saying,
Yeah.
my house where it's positioned in Leavenworth is the reason why Tennessee seems well so isolated. Because before I went to Tennessee, I lived an incredibly active lifestyle. I traveled a lot. I was in school. I had my own business. I went to reenactments. I went to conventions. I mean, it was a great life until I got sick, and
Hey, Sis
I live
Spade. Welcome. Haven't seen
and
Sis Spade in a minute. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Well, I live in a very active spot in Leavenworth, not just, in this reality, but historically speaking, the historical energy of Leavenworth um is absolutely felt here. And I live in the center of that spiritual. It's not chaos, it's just activity, you know. um so there's a lot of energy. I have There's a lot of energy. There was a lot of energy. There is a lot of energy in my life. But when I was in Tennessee, it was just like dead space. It's like going from a really busy house into complete isolation and silence. Your ears ring for a long time afterwards, you know. So which is a reason why when people say, well, if you want to do anything with your life, you need to step out of your comfort zone. I'm like, dude, you
Right?
don't know me. My comfort, my not stepping out of my comfort zone means going into isolation, being in silence. Because I had such a busy lifestyle. Well, you need to get out and meet people, and you need to step out of your comfort. Dude, you don't even know
That's
me.
right. Right.
I'm so sick and tired of people assuming because I'm on the internet or because, I'm geeky, that I have no life. I don't sit behind a computer all day, people. I got children who still need me. I have, I don't have a gaggle of friends, but I do have a life. I do things. I sew, I read, I walk, I go places, I do things. I just happen to do them alone. And I'm frankly just had it up to here doing it by myself, doing it alone. I'm tired of doing it alone, which is a reason why I'm so Loki crazy. Okay. Because I'm tired of being by myself. All right. That being said, do
I'm so
you know what
sorry to
happened to
bone.
me last night? I'm not even lying. Do you know what happened to me last night?
Huh.
I'm in bed and I'm getting ready to fall asleep. I'm not asleep. I've just laid my journal down. I've just turned off my light. I am putting I wear one of those lady blinders when I go to sleep because there's a street light just outside my window. Okay. And if I don't, it like shines on me all night and I have trouble. Okay. All right. So I'm getting ready to pull the blinder down. Okay. I'm pulling the blinder down and I lay back and I go, because you know what Loki had for dinner last night? I know what he had for last night. You know what he had for dinner last night before he went to bed? Fucking White Castle. Microwaved White Castles. Do you know how much I hate White Castle? He's
Ew.
gonna be He's gonna be heartbroken when he hears this. I despise White Castle hamburgers. I've never had a good one. Never. We have to do we have to drive. For everybody has to drive for White Castles. I don't get that. For these tiny little nasty tasting burgers, I don't get why are you putting so much energy into these burgers? All right. So I'm smelling this. I'm smelling this heavy duty White Castle microwave hamburger thing. And I'm seeing them in the microwave with a little light, and I'm seeing them rotate. There's like four or six of them in there, and they're rotating in their little sleeves. And I hear, I wonder what Kathy is doing right now. Dude, it's 11 o'clock. I'm in bed. I'm sleeping. That's what I'm doing. I'm asleep. Or I'm smelling you cooking microwave White Castles. Ah, gag. Okay, all right. So that is what happened to me. Well, okay, so that's not the only thing that happened to me last night either. There was a really strong, energetic affair that occurred, but I'm not going to describe that online since I'm live streaming. But this is about energy, and that's why I'm telling you what happened last night. It's just because of energy. There's some strange energies rolling around the 5D lately. I know you've had some experiences, V.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for you to describe one or two.
Oh God. Wait, I'm replying to Bones micro White Castle.
God, I hate White Castle. I can't stand it. It's disgusting. Hey, Sir Spade.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen Sir Spade here on the stream.
Hi, Jeff.
And Bone, welcome. Geez. Well, I was watching one of my videos. I'm like, ooh, what was this video? And I forgot about the dream that I had while I've been here, that I was laying here, but I woke up and it was like I was in the hospital again.
Uh-huh.
And then I closed my eyes and I woke up, but I wasn't in a hospital, and there was a stretcher laying next to me with all my stuff on it. And I looked around and it was like the morgue. But then I like shook my head and I woke up again, third time. I wasn't in the morgue. I was in the funeral home just getting ready to be cremated. And that was my first, since I've been here, like, it wasn't a nightmare, but it was just like, I mean, like, I wasn't scared or, hey, Jeffy, I wasn't scared or anything, but I've been having some weird shit. Like my phone's been charging all day and it just shuts off. There's nothing wrong with my charger. So because I felt like they didn't want me to, whatever, the internet gods or whatever didn't want me to stream again. I was also reading something today, and I had never read before or wouldn't know anything about. But as I was reading it, I'm like, what was coming to me was like, yeah, because that's where you come from. Yeah, because that's what your ancestors did. That's why you know what you know. And I'm like, wait a minute, but that doesn't make sense. But it made perfect sense. Has that ever happened to you? I've had 3 deja vus today, back to back. I don't know. It's
yes,
just been really
I
weird.
want to do a stream just on the clairs.
Yeah.
Clair sentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance. There's a few clairs. We'll call the stream Au Clair de la Lune, which is funny because
okay. It wasn't scary, Jeff. It was weird. It was like it was weird because, and I kept saying, because this time they're gonna burn my motherfucking body so they don't fucking try to resurrect me again. I'm sick of being brought back. And I kept saying that over and over. I'm sick of being brought back. Just leave me fucking dead. Let me move on to the next realm. And then and I was thinking all this, and I looked over at Jason, and Jason lifted something up, and it was a deja vu. I mean, like a really super strong one. And when I said it to him, I said his reaction is going to be dumbfounded. And he was looking at me like, "What are you talking about? What's a deja vu?"
The deja vu.
Hey,
It
there's my
means
Cronus.
deja vu means then again or
Yes.
and
I'm like,
again.
damn, I told you I've been
Yeah.
here before and I've done this before and I'm tired of doing it over and over. So whatever I didn't get right the last 5,000 times, I'm like, they can't fucking necromance me back to life if they can't find my fucking bones. And then I heard they could always call your spirit back. I'm like, motherfuckers. And I don't
That
know, and
is
that was it.
true.
And that was it. And I don't even know if that was just something I was just thinking in my head that would be a good story because I'm a storyteller, or if I really like heard that in my spirit, or if I'm just had too much red hair dye. I don't know.
I don't think that you can dye your brain red, V, but
Ugh.
I'm sure we could try if you really wanted to.
No. But it's just, no, it's seriously like every time I go in the hospital, it's like, motherfuckers, just let
Hey,
me go.
Cronus.
Why do you keep bringing me back? Why can't, so next time I'm not going to go to the hospital. I'll just walk off and I'll just say, I'll be right back, y'all. And I'll just walk off and I'll sit in a corner quietly and hopefully just fade away because I'm tired. I'm tired of being sick all the time. I'm tired of being in fucking pain. Just so what? They could put a band-aid on me. So in 2 months, it's been 2 months now. Here I go, getting sick again and in fucking pain again. And I'm fucking tired of it. And the energy and everything that I put on to be positive and all this other stuff, it's just like, what the fuck for? It's like nothing's working anymore. Yeah, I ain't got no body. I'm taking you with me, Cronus, because you're my baby troll daddy. Sorry, that's a joke, y'all. Are you there, Kathy? Sorry, I didn't mean to rant. This was not even supposed to be that, but
No, that was okay. My daughter had to come in here and ask me a question, and I needed a moment to answer her. So
yeah,
everything's
I'm
it's fine.
just like it's just tiring. It's really tiring. I do everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and it's just like, what the
No, it's
fuck?
definitely no. You definitely have a legitimate complaint. It's Buffy syndrome. That's the reason why I have problems with modern doctors, is because there's no sacrament for death. There's actually no
No.
sacrament in life. If you can give me one moment, I have a rant of my own, if
Okay,
you
dope.
don't mind.
All right, so this is the
And
ranting Wednesday.
I, well, no, it does have some. It
Kidding.
is about energy though too.
Okay.
Okay, um, that life is mass produced. It's not sacrament. There's no sacredness in life, and there is no sacredness in death. It's everything is now mass produced, and now I have I have been told that Georgia and Alabama are actively trying to remove the Roe versus Wade on a federal level, and that they in their states have already removed the Roe versus Wade in their own states. This is to me, this is my personal opinion, that this is an abomination. Okay, you cannot put women in prison for having an accidental miscarriage, and yet there are reports coming out of Georgia in which this is happening. This is wrong. Okay, all right. The mass production, forcing women, because that's basically what's happening here. Okay, on a religious level, women are being forced to be baby factories. There's got to be something that we can do about this. Okay, because there's already 7 billion of us on this planet. We don't need no more. It's not about quantity anymore. It's about quality. Stop spewing out 15 fucking kids and then just living on do quality educate one child. One educated child is worth 20 non-educated children. Okay? So the children, there's nothing sacred about that. It's just mass production. Who's taking care of these kids? Who's educating these kids? Who's feeding these kids? Not the assholes who are screaming about abortion. If you're going to be screaming about abortion, you need to be fiscally responsible for every single non-abortion that you have screamed about. If you're a part of a church group who is a part of this pro-life activation, then take responsibility, put your money where your mouth is, literally adopt these children, take care of these children. You do it. Okay?
That's
and
right.
There's nothing sacred about life. And now there's nothing sacred about death. Death is sacred.
Yeah.
And doctors, hospitals keep bringing people back to milk them for insurance money. People who are 83 years old are lying in bed, bored, senile, with bed sores, not being taken care of, and they're on life support systems because they won't die. Not because they don't want to, not because they're not ready, but because doctors won't let them go.
I know that firsthand, working for the state and working for the wards of the state, redoing their medical certification, how they have them on life support just to get the money. And that's not a lie, folks. That actually happens.
Death is sacred.
And now, did you hear this latest one? Now they want to remove the title mom and replace it with birth givers. Birth givers. You ain't taking my title away. I earned the fucking title mom.
Well, if you earn the title, V, you'll always get it.
No, but I'm just saying, what the flippity doodah? Really? You want to take away mom and replace it with some illogical friggin' terminology that does what?
Well, V, I don't know, V. I mean, I'm questioning you and
birth giver.
Well, I can see why. Can you not?
Yeah, I can, because people are popping out babies. It takes a lot to be a mother.
That's right, and not all mothers are birth givers.
Not all birth givers are mothers.
That is true too.
Okay. They give birth and they have so many baby daddy and what grandma's raising whose kid, and they're off running the streets and doing whatever. And
they're like 35 years old. I love those stories. I've got 6 kids. Them's my babies. I got 5 baby daddy. Girl, you're 35. And the thing on your mind is Facebook and how to get your nails done. You ain't even taking care of them kids.
Oh,
seriously, you're letting them run all over the place. I've seen it.
Let's not get sexist. Let's call them birth persons. Good one, Jeff B. He's being a smart ass.
How is this? Okay. That's funny. But okay. You cannot remove gender from birth giving. You can't do it. You can't do it because we still don't have junior yet. Okay.
Right.
So as long as there's a uterus,
right,
there is always going to be a woman with a uterus giving birth to a baby. Men can't take that away.
Test tube babies. Sorry.
I refuse to get that. I refuse to get that politically correct. No. Oh, there are limits. There are boundaries.
Look, the baby has to consent to being born now, Bone says.
Baby, if you want born, knock 3 times.
That's right.
Makes me want to join the people that I just don't die.
Right. Oh, Lord, help us all. What the
Make sure you sign out
friggity-diggity.
your form in triplicate if you're not in your
Yes,
third trimester.
these times are getting tricky. They're getting tricky.
Or they're just getting excessively stupid and sending us back to the caveman days.
I don't know, man. But
I don't know. I can see certain instances.
Back to head with club.
hey, by the way, wow spelled upside down spells mom. Just saying.
Mom is a title that is earned, and it doesn't. That is non-gender
wow.
specific.
Yeah, wow, mom.
However, also putting this out there, daddy is non-gender specific, and back when I was trans, I was called dad. So I've been on the other side of that.
Don't mess with the daddies. And babies don't like to be called babies or little people anymore.
Oh, don't call them little people.
No.
Okay, let's step away from this particular.
Okay, yeah.
The whole point of that previous bit
for me.
The whole point of that previous bit was the fact that we need to return to a more spiritually layered life. Yes. Okay, I don't want to call it a spiritual led life, because no, that's you can't live. Nobody can live that kind of life. No. Okay, the world can't function that way. But you can add the spiritual layer to it. And please don't think for one moment that I'm saying run out and join a church. I'm saying just be spiritual. Be open to the idea of energy. Be open to the idea that there is another layer in our lives that we cannot see. And impossible things happen, and magic happens. These little bits, these little pieces that sometimes are called coincidence, is actually divine source moving through the world. For example, here's a good example. As you all know, I am very much into tarot cards. I'm into divination. Okay. I believe in it. The problem here is, I would say it's been almost a year. I cannot do any more readings anymore. I can't even watch readings because it's the same damn message, no matter who does my cards, no matter what cards are thrown, no matter what time of day it is, what moon phase, what astrological sign it is. Loki is destined. Whoever Loki, I don't know who it is. Okay, I'm talking about a numinous energy, just in case y'all are thinking about something else. I still have to be specifically clear about that. I'm looking for a numinous energy that fits in a certain way. I follow the signs. Okay, that's why I say it fits in a certain way. I'm not looking for a box. I'm looking for a set of signs to indicate, okay, this is the dude, this is the guy. Part of that message that I was getting for months and months, I would say between February and March, I was getting the same message over and over and over again, which was, I'm going to be invited to a family gathering, an unexpected invitation to a family gathering. Now, my family doesn't gather. My family doesn't have reunions. They never have. My family history is they're from the bayou, guys. My family hails from Louisiana, from the bayou, from the swamps, and from the Ozarks. Okay, you can't get more backwater hillbilly than where I come from, except maybe Southern Alabama. But that's not. Don't. I'm sorry, Southern Alabama. I'm sorry. My family don't have gatherings. Okay. There's no parties. There's no reunions. There's just funerals. And that's if you're lucky. Okay, seriously, we don't even do funerals. It's like, oh, I'm really sorry he's dead. Burn him. It's okay. Bye. Click. And that's about as far as it goes. Okay. There's no connection. There's no attachment. There's nothing going on there. So I'm sitting here on this side of reality saying, an unexpected invitation to a family gathering? Are you insane? That's never going to happen in a gazillion years. Right, whatever. I totally disregarded that message. Well, that doesn't resonate, so I ain't worried about it. Ha! Last week, I got an unexpected invitation to a family gathering that's not my family.
The family's not necessarily blood.
It's not even blood. I don't know this person. But she came in last week during karaoke. We had a blast together. And it was my opportunity to sing Janet Jackson. I don't ever get to sing Janet Jackson, and I love Rhythm Nation. So I sang Escapade, and it blew her mind. She's like, oh my God. And then she runs over to my table after I get done, and she's like, okay, next week, my family is renting this whole bar, and we're going to have a family gathering here. I want you to come. You and your daughter are invited to my family gathering. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yes. And her husband and her cousin and her cousin's husband was like, yeah, you need to come. And I'm like, okay. That's about as unexpected as you can possibly get. And the fact that they're renting out the Swedish bar. I'm Viking. I'm
cool.
Viking. I'm open to the whole. I'm open to that. But it's just something that you don't come across every day.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to be there. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what's supposed to happen. I just know that whatever does happen is supposed to happen because it's destiny. Whatever connection I have there, whoever I meet, whatever's going to happen is going to lead me where I need to go to meet my Loki. That's all I know. That is what I've been waiting for a year. And it usually comes, and then it happens, and you're left going, that? Because usually nothing happens. So now I'm like, okay, you know, all I'm saying, born on the, yeah, well, my family was born on the bayou. I was born in Kokomo. I was born in Indiana. It's a long story. It's all full of Americana and diversity, and it's just I'm an American mutt. Let me put it like that. And I can't be any prouder. Seriously, I can't be any prouder to be an American mutt, because that means my blood is strong, and that my roots are even stronger and they go down even deeper. But the whole reason why I'm even bringing that up is because impossible things do happen, and they happen in weird, small, tiny ways. They don't happen. It doesn't happen like fireworks or cannons or the 1812 overture. Do, 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 do. Boom. You know, it doesn't work like that. It goes peep, and you're left sitting there going, that's the hand of God. Yes, that is the hand of divine source. That is the hand of an angel. Is that all these little things that seemingly don't add up, but add up. Impossible things, beautiful things, magical things, weird things, coincidence. Seriously, is there anything wrong with believing in something a little bit greater than ourselves? And why not? I mean, it adds life, it adds spark, it adds passion, it adds to us. It doesn't subtract, it doesn't decrease, it adds.
But people are too into being their own source nowadays, that they can't think out of their own selves.
Ooh, V, that's actually that's actually good. Being your own source. Yeah. Well, I mean, in a way that's good, but also in a way that's bad. If you're talking about your ego source, yeah.
No, you know what I mean is, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that nothing else can compare to them. They make their own destiny. They are their own creator. They are their own destructor. Blah 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 blah. Which I don't believe.
Well, no, that is true, but it is also true that you don't. We're human. We are the give me one moment.
Okay, we're the pilot of our ship, but somebody built the ship. Pilot didn't build its own ship, right? You have to be trained to drive the ship. You don't just let someone who has no experience hop behind the wheel of a car and drive it, right? You're trained. But the person who's driving the car didn't necessarily build the car. Okay, maybe some people did build their own cars, but you get my point. And nobody has sores. I don't think, Cronus, unless you have sores. I don't have sores. I'm sore. Up. I'm in trouble now. I opened a can of worms. I do believe. What does this pedal do? Whee! I mean, I didn't learn how to drive 3 on a tree. I mean, I just didn't hop into my dad's truck at 13 and know how to friggin' do the clutch and all that. I had to be taught. Okay? So if our bodies are vessels, we have to learn how to drive our vessel. But I do believe that there is an ultimate source out there that is the creator of all. Only because of the things that I've seen in the past. Whether they be dreams, whether they be reality, whether they be me thinking of stories, I don't know. I won't know until I know. But I know what I know, and I know what I've seen, and I know what I've felt, and I know where I've been. I mean, damn, you don't die 3 to 4 times in a lifetime, in this lifetime here without friggin' seeing things, and not on hallucinogenics either, people. So get that out of your head. Anyway, everybody's deserted me. Darth's got his headphones on with 15 different streams going. I don't know where Butterflies went. Now
No, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something, and for some reason I can't find it. And if I can't find it, I'm going to be a very angry person.
Oh no!
Because
there we go.
I use these cards all the time. Okay.
There we go. Self-centered, soulless sucktards. Okay.
I'm not gonna.
No, but what I was saying is like, so look, it's not like Pilot didn't create its own ship. The ship was created for the pilot.
It's a metaphor. It's similar.
But then we're in control of our vessel, of our ship. Once we know how to use the gears, once we are trained in said vessel. This is my opinion only. This is my opinion.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's not, you don't hand over the keys to your car to your 4-year-old.
Okay. Here we go.
You're trained up. You're trained up in ways to go. You're trained up, spiritually, physically, mentally, if you're trained up right. But if you're trained up from the same people who have been trained, we've been trained and programmed over and over by the same fucking bullshit for eons. No wonder people are going back to traditionalism.
Well, that being said, okay, let me introduce you to.
I wish we could screen share. Can see it pretty good.
Okay, this is Ehrman. Okay, and he is a anthropomorphic personification. Okay, which basically means he is an idea that's been put into a personality. For example, death as the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is an anthropomorphic personification of death. There are many of them.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, Ehrman is the reconciliation of opposites. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have another anthropomorphic personification.
Okay,
Grimnir. Grimnir is the balance contrary. Okay. In his hand, you can't see it very well, but in one hand he has ice, and in the other hand he has fire. That's right. He has the balance of fire and ice. Sound familiar? Anybody?
Yep.
Yeah. That's where he got it. There's a lot of Nordic myth in Game of Thrones, just like there's a lot of Nordic myth in Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Okay. All right. That which is opposite is not always contrary. That which is contrary is not always opposite. So you have to have these two things, because you have left and right, but you also have up and down.
Right.
Okay. Now, these are ideas, but these ideas are the foundation of what humanity is. It's our job here on Midgard to be the embodiment of this. This is our job. This is what we were created to do. Is to reconcile the above and the below, and to balance the contrariness of reality. Reality also including anything on a 5D level. This is what we're supposed to be, and we're not doing it.
No. Boy, are we doing totally the opposite.
Well, that's because we're tired of I don't want to say we're tired. We have had enough. I think we've had enough of traditional religion, because traditional religion is now corrupt. It's about money.
Right.
It's just about money and status. There's nothing sacred in it anymore. There's no truth in it anymore. I find that there are people who they're desperate and they need to believe it. And that's where their faith is coming from. The faith is coming from desperation. It's coming from the 5 of Pentacles.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is that's never what spirit is about. Spirit isn't about coming to me in lack or in need, or because you're suffering even. You go to spirit because you're a child.
Well,
that's it. That's it.
Yep. And it said, unless you come to me as like children, you won't get it. Basically. I'm paraphrasing.
Well, that's because we are all children still in our heads.
Yeah, but
That's why we keep listening to our dumbass parents who keep telling us lies.
what Source is saying, come to me as children, as accept. Remember when you were a kid, you just totally just believed. There was no doubt.
Oh, there wasn't any doubt. Yeah. Well, I don't
You
know.
just
There
believed.
was
I mean,
doubt
for
when I
me,
was
I
7.
believed what I believe, and I saw what I saw, and I went where I went. Okay. And there was no telling me any different because I physically and spiritually went there. And I went there for a long time until I came of age and corruption set in. Corruption being man-made philosophy in church. Instead of just fucking saying what the facts are, look, this is the way it is. Instead of reading fucking bullshit into lore, into other bullshit, into what you've heard bullshit, you know, double standard, hypocrisy, all that stuff, questioning. God forbid you should question anybody about anything. No, you just keep your mouth shut because that's the way it is. No, because God would not, the God I know is not that kind of a God. Don't you question God, you're going to be struck down to hell and all. Whoa. Yeah. And that's when I just said, you guys are all you all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites and full of shit. You're sitting at my bar every Saturday night getting fucked up, flirting with the waitresses when you're married, smoking like fiends, and then you're in church preaching holier than thou bullshit.
Well,
and that's when I said that's not for me. And that's my own
your
experience.
Bible also said beware of false prophets, of
right.
false shepherds. And that's what you're talking about.
Right. And there's too many of them.
I will agree.
But on the other side, I have had some really fantastic teachers of the truth too. So, I mean, I'm not bashing any kind of certain religious group or denomination or anything. I'm just saying, in my experience, I have seen it on both sides. Okay. And I'm going to choose, it's my life. I'm going to choose. I've got free will. I'm going to pick and choose my battles, and I choose the winning, loving side. Sorry,
there's
my God's a loving God.
But the whole point, all this was brought up because of energy. Okay, energy.
Right.
Now part of this was not just energy from sorry, I have notes. Not just energy from above or below, whichever the case may be, because there is legitimacy in energies of the below. Okay.
Right.
There's also human energies. Okay. The energies of what we put out here. Okay. And it is very difficult. This part of the discernment is more difficult, I think, than the spiritual side. Because the spiritual side, the 5D, on that level, you can choose sides and it's okay. Seriously, you can choose sides. However, when you're here in this reality, because humans are the reconciliation and damn it, I showed it to you before, the Ermin and the Grimnir. Okay. Because of that, humans are constantly in flux. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have predominant behavior patterns, things that we will most likely do. Okay. And some of these things can be categorized. I'm a female. There are things that I can say that in my behaviors are most likely that I will do. I am most likely to become a mother. I am most likely to give birth to a child because I am and was born a female, and I have chosen to remain so. There's nothing wrong with this. There's going to be females doing this before me and after me. That's just how it goes. Okay. I could have chosen not to, but naturally speaking, it is most likely that I would have, and I did. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. There are bad patterns of behavior that are positive and negative and neutral. Okay. These things do have a statistic. However, there are behavior patterns that aren't statistical. Okay. And we're constantly being faced with making multiple choices every day. Even when we're just sitting by ourselves doing nothing, we're still doing nothing is still doing something.
Right.
Okay. If we go
Because we're
back
still
to
thinking, even if we're just not. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Going back to the do or do not, there is no try.
Right.
Because even when I do not, I'm still doing something. I'm just not doing whatever else. Okay. So that being said, we're constantly in flux. We're constantly changing inside, thinking, rethinking. Okay. And so there's this energy we're putting into ourselves, but we're also putting out to others. And it's very, very difficult because it is natural to want to react rather than respond. And training yourself out of reaction and into response is a long and tedious journey. I'm having problems with it. Okay. Because sometimes the reaction is a reciprocation of energy that we put out. Let me give you an example that happened to me this week. Unfortunately, I'm a human person, and my daughter is a human person, and sometimes we are going to fight. Well, she was upset because she wasn't comfortable, and she was trying to be patient with my work ethic because of my shoulders. I have had an injury to the shoulders, so repairing the house from my previous tenants has been an incredibly slow process. Then, because of spring, in addition to the inside of the house, now I also have to deal with the outside of the house too, because I have to mow, I have to rake, and the house hasn't been yard worked in years. Okay, my backyard is kudzu and poison ivy thick. I can't get back there without, and I have an immunity to poison ivy, and I'm getting pretty bad rashes when I go back there. Okay, so it's heavy duty. Her room, which is basically, she has her room, but she also has her sanctuary. It's basically her prayer room. It's where she keeps all her fairies. It's where she keeps her altar. It's where she keeps her music. She works 12 to 16 hours every day, except on Sunday and Saturday, in which she works 8 to 10 hours. Okay, she gets one day off a week. And that one day off a week is usually helping me doing heavy lifting and chore work. She hasn't had a sanctuary in months. And she's been trying and being very, very patient with not having that. Well, last week she just finally tipped over the edge, and she couldn't handle it anymore. And she got impatient, and she got selfish, and she started just chewing my shit out because I wasn't moving fast enough. I understood why she was doing what she did, and I let her go. And then I asked her to stop, but she didn't, because she was so ramped up. She just kept going and she kept going and she kept going until I looked at her and told her to GTFO to her best friend's house, which she finally did do. She got dressed and she went over to her friend's house. That left me in a really bad situation, because I'm moving as fast as I can, and I'm doing with what I've got. And that's not a lot. Okay. But considering I've done an amazing job on this house so far, just in the short few months that I've been here, it still made me feel bad that I wasn't moving fast enough for her, because she does need this. Okay. And so there was some resentment and some anger that was boiling up in me, because I couldn't resolve this. There was no reconciliation for it. You know, on one hand, I could have moved faster, but then I would have hurt myself, and I would have been out. I wouldn't have been able to function at all. You know, so there, there was this guilt, but also this feeling of I shouldn't feel guilty because I've been doing a good job so far. And seeing how it's just me and her, again, I'm doing amazing. Well, in the mail, one of my jobs being here is because she works so often and so long. She has troubles keeping track of the utility bills and all of that other stuff. So I'm the one that's in charge of the bills and whatnot. So I got a delinquent letter from our internet service provider that just made me just shitty, because I had receipts. I have receipts. Not very many people are organized like I am, but I do. I keep receipts because I'm waiting for shit like that. I do not put up with that. The late fees alone are things I don't want to deal with. Okay. So I went up there to the office because I don't pay over the phone. I walk into the office, I look a person into the face, I pay it there, and I walk out with my damn receipt. I don't wait for an email or anything like that. It's printed out. It's in my hand. I put it in my files. And if I have to copy that mother 5 or 10 times, I'll put it in the scanner and I'll copy it and I'll send it out to everybody and their bozos. Okay. I'm not afraid of using my receipts. So I go up to the office. Now I'm already pissed off because I've been told that I'm not doing my job, which I have been doing my job. I walk into that office with a bill because this bill is saying, you didn't do your job last month. Bullshit, motherfucker. I've got a receipt. I go in there and I'm like, I need to talk about this bill. They said, well, your name's not on the account. You want to run that by me again? My name is what? My name was on that account when I got here in January. It was there in February. It was there in March. And it was there in April. Suddenly, my name's not on the account, and I can't talk to you about the account. Yeah, I'm shitty. Yes, I did go Karen. I went Karen on their asses, and I don't care. I will never be sorry about that, because then it comes back, oh, well, we had a systems update, and it wiped all the memory. I've been down this road before. You ain't tricking me. You ain't going to get another dollar out of me. I know my business. I got paper behind my business. You can sit back there behind that desk all you want and backtrack all you want. I've got the documentation, and yeah, I'm going to shove it down your gullet because you're not doing your job. If I don't do my job, I get fees. I get late fees. I get maintenance fees, and I get everything else. You don't do your job, and I've got to tap dance around you and kiss your ass. Nuh-uh. This is why Karen exists. They still wouldn't work with me. I had to call my daughter at her friend's house and have her bring my daughter up to the fucking office to take care of it there. And even then, I still couldn't take care of it. My daughter, had to do it. Yes, I was absolutely shitty. And that is a reciprocation of energy. That's how it snowballs downhill. She gets frustrated and she chews my ass out. And then I end up at some office chewing out some clerk. That's how demons are passed.
Good example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, especially when your core character is being thrown into question.
Right.
It's very difficult to respond rather than to react. It's easier said than done. But this reciprocation of energy is the most important type of human interaction that we can possibly do with one another. And it is difficult to reciprocate positive energy. It's when you're getting negative. When you're getting the negative, it's just natural to reciprocate that out with negative. But to take that in and try to learn how to transmute that and send that back out as positive is a difficult task. It's a difficult task.
Yes. Cronus says that's not a Karen. That's not a Karen.
Yes, I was a Karen.
That's different.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah. Karens are different. Karens are Kevins.
Karens are, oh, well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The point,
yeah. Go on. Yeah, the point is the point.
Well, I mean, the whole Karen thing, that's another point.
Yeah.
That's another show.
Yeah, yeah.
What I'm talking about here is energy. Okay, is the energy. Now, I can't point my finger back at my daughter and say it's all her fault for her losing her shit. Well, no, it's not, because I'm guilty of that same thing.
Right.
Okay, I forgive her for losing her shit, because honestly, I did. When I got here, I lost my shit too, because I didn't realize how bad the tenants were. I mean, my daughter did say that shit was bad, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing I haven't dealt with before. I've got subflooring falling into my fucking basement, y'all.
Wow.
And the insurance doesn't cover that. Surprise, what your insurance does not cover.
Right.
Yeah. I got repairs, and I'm battling ants and yard work, and my garage has been a thief's holiday for years. All that's left in there is garbage and cat shit. All taking advantage of me while I was sick and gone in Tennessee. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't even be mad about it anymore. It's just done. It's all my geek shit's gone. All my collectibles gone. GONE. All my collectibles are gone. All of them. There is nothing fucking left. It's difficult to come out of that.
I know how that feels. I'm sorry, but I get that, because I know how that feels. All my stuff gone too. All not to my own doing. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I can't even be mad or sad or cry
right.
about it anymore.
I mean, you're just like,
yeah. I just want my new
with
life
everything
to start.
else,
Yeah.
I look at it, it's just things. That's what I keep trying to tell myself. But every once in a while, I'm just like, damn, I wish I had that of my grandma's, or damn, I wish I had that picture of my mother, or damn, I wish I would have had my kids' baby pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, which is the reason why
Stuff that's
as soon as
irreplaceable.
I could, I got all the photos that I could possibly get my hands on, and I spent months scanning them into
Yeah,
digital because I couldn't afford to pay one of those services to do it.
right.
It's just too damn expensive. Do like 5 or 10, scan 5 or 10 photos into the scanner every day. Eventually, I promise you, eventually you're going to get all 1,283 photos
Well,
into your
actually,
computer.
it's really funny because I had taken some photos and sent them to my first ever best friend, Dee. God, I've known her for, let's see, I'm 58, 57, 56 years. I've known her since I was 2. And she sent them back to me, pictures of my mom and my son when my mom was still alive, with his godmother, and some pictures of him in school. So when I'm sending them off to him, but I've scanned them up. They're up in, I've got 3 clouds up there. I mean, they're everywhere, but it
Yeah,
was just like his first Christmas back at grandma's, just stuff that, just looking back, it's just like, those are irreplaceable shit. And I remember
yeah,
doing storage units, not to get off subject, but when I would come across photos and stuff, I did everything I could to hunt down the owner of those units in Las
yeah,
Vegas to at least return their photos, because
right.
photos are irreplaceable,
Some of them
Kodak
are, yeah,
memories.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just like, I don't know, just stuff. Some stuff is just not replaceable.
That is true. I spent hours and hours and hours uploading these photos into digital so that they could be preserved, and gave out. I gave out flash drives and things to my family members. Only then to realize that I'm the only one in my family who has any knowledge of computers or even has a computer. My family is such a rednecks. They didn't know
Uh,
what to do with a flash drive, V.
right. That's funny,
What's
right?
this stick, Jessica? What's it for?
What's the
What do you mean?
stake?
That's got the photos on it. How the hell you get photos off a plastic stick, Jessica? Are you serious? Take it into Walmart and they'll show you what to do. Can I just
Yeah,
have it on a CD? Oh my God, okay.
that's cute. That's cute. And yes,
I'm not making
Cronus,
fun of
I
them.
am
I
very
swear to
fortunate.
God. It's
That's
just,
so funny. But I was applying the Cronus, yes. I'm very
by the way,
fortunate
the
to have good
accent's not
friends.
exaggerated.
What you gonna do with that stick?
What you gonna do with that stick there, Jessica?
Well,
Are you serious?
I remember when VHRs came out, and my mom's like, "How the hell do you play this thing?" And I'm like, "Mom, this is so easy." And then friggin' DVDs and all that these PS2s and all. I'm like, Steven, I have no idea. Oops, sorry, son, I have no idea how to even hook this thing up. Mom, this is so simple. And I'm just like, oh my God, now I feel like my mother with the VHS. He turns around and goes, what's a VHS? I said, it's kind of like a friggin' 8-track. Don't worry about it.
my 40 my 40-year-old cousin still calls the internet the World Wide Web. It hasn't been the web in like 20 years.
Technology is magic to many. Exactly. Exactly. Like that toilet in the middle of the front lawn. I love our chat. I swear to God, you all in the chat, you make this so much fun. You all are just so brilliant.
Just wanted to put
First
this
of all,
out
they
there.
put up with us. They put up
Just
with
wanted to
our.
put this out there. My family may not be tech savvy, but I'll tell you what, they'll kick your ass in a Fallout situation.
Right?
No, they seriously will.
Oh, girl.
Creep up that coon, Grandma. We're going to have ourselves dinner. I'm not even kidding you. They will survive.
Oh, I get it. That's what I always said too. You just wait.
Zombie
Just wait till
apocalypse?
something like that.
Not a
They're gonna
problem
love
here.
You take a poor mama and a cupboard of nothing, and she can make a meal for the whole neighborhood kids. Trust.
You
I've done
bet
how
your
much.
backwoods.
You could use some white lightning. Cronus needs some white lightning. We got that, and it ain't no stick, Cronus. It'll eat that stick. It'll eat the wood right off of that stick, Cronus.
That's how you know it's good stuff.
Yeah. If it don't leave a ring in the tub, they good enough with your grub.
Hey, you're making fun of that now, but in the
I'm
wintertime,
not
when you
making
need
fun.
preserves, you're going to
I'm
crack that
friggin-
jar open and you're going to be glad it's there.
Oh, honey, I already know because I learned from the best. How do you think I learned how to make nothing out of how to make stuff out of nothing?
Yeah, it's out of
Fuck
freaking.
yeah, too right, man.
Yeah. No, but that's, I'm proud to be able to have that balance where I'm
Yes.
just a little bit country and just a little bit rock and roll there.
Oh my God, Donnie and Marie. Oh my God, now I want to
That's
sing Paper
Midwest
Roses.
pride right there.
Now
Yeah.
I want to sing Paper Roses.
It's all okay. So going back to energy and the reciprocation
See,
of
now
energy.
that was good fun energy right there, y'all. That's what I'm talking about.
That's part of that transmutation thing I'm working on here.
Yeah.
You gotta, it's something you got to, in order to learn how to do it, you gotta do it, you gotta apply it and learn how to apply it so that you can start gaining that experience. It's just
Right.
like playing D&D. Your character is not going to be able to progress unless you actively go out and do stuff. I mean, your
Right.
character can sit in a library and you can roll dice about whatever he's learning, but that's only going to increase his intelligence score. It's not going to increase any of his other scores. A bard has to sing, has to perform in order to increase to increase his levels, because he has to practice, he has to learn,
Right.
but he also has to apply. He has to
Right.
apply the knowledge to gain the wisdom, to gain the experience so that he can level up.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Right.
this is the medium, until further notice, this is the medium that I have to use to learn how to transmute different neutral or negative energies to get them into a more positive vibration. Okay, so I'm learning. Thank you, Hathor, for being patient with me. But that specific thing is another show. Going back to the reciprocation of energy, one of the ways that we can actually help increase positive reciprocation of energy is to do self-care, to do self-care. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that might be a little bit I don't know. It might be a little sensitive to some viewers, especially if they are insecure about their looks, if they are insecure about themselves and whatnot. And I learned this from experience. So I have learned it, I've walked it, and I've applied it. And it does matter. And that is how we present ourselves to the world. Okay. I'm all for casual. Okay. I'm all for casual. But as I look out into just standard fare America, there are so many people who are not, I don't expect Sunday best, but if you're rolling around and your hair is not brushed and you're wearing a nasty old t-shirt and you're wearing baggy ass jeans and the jeans are around your knees, this is not reflective of your value. Okay. And I believe everybody has a high value. Everybody has a value, and it's a high value. Everybody has something to say. Everybody has a story. But if what you're reflecting is, I'm a nobody, I don't matter, you know, and I don't even take out the time to put on a clean t-shirt to go to a bar to meet people, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be attracting lower vibrational people. Okay, now I know this sounds like I hope this, like I said, it's sensitive to some people, okay? Taking care in the way that you look matters.
But just as a disclaimer, some can't help it.
Some can't help brushing their own hair.
Yes, some cannot.
Some
can't
can't
help
brush their
taking
teeth.
care of themselves. Some cannot, and they don't
Some
get the help
cannot,
that they
but most
and
can.
right. But I'm just saying, as a disclaimer, some can't, and some have struggles with that, but they're not getting the proper help that they need from people
Okay.
that should
All
be
right.
in those places to assist them with that. I'm just saying, because I've worked with a lot of homeless, I've worked with a lot of people who just can't. They just their mental capacity is not as such, and they're treated like that all their lives, and that's all they know. They don't know that they are valuable. So those kind of people are the people that I want to hug and embrace and say, you are valuable.
Well, I'm not talking about those particular cases, V.
Right. I'm just saying,
I'm
just as
talking
just
about,
as a disclosure, just so nobody is seriously, offended by that, because it's a very deep subject with me from working in the streets for a very long time, that it just, a lot of people seriously do not know any better. And it's very sad.
well, for those of us who do, and those of
Right.
us who can, we should, at
Right.
least a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I look like I'm overdressed everywhere I go. And I'm not. This is just how I am. This is what I'm comfortable in. This is what I look like on a normal, regular basis. This is what I like. It's part of my expression. But I walk into a place and everybody is in tatty t-shirt, crap ass jeans, fugly shoes. They haven't done anything to themselves and they're dumpy. And they could be so much more. And it only takes one nicer, cleaner t-shirt or a brush. Brush your shoes. Brush the stuff off the top of your shoes. I knew this guy. I told him. I said, for some, I'll skip the story. The point is, this particular individual, I did not know him. All right, and I said, well, I can tell a lot just from your boots. Oh, really? He says. Well, then come over here and look at my boots and tell me what you see. Okay, all right. So I go and I look at his boots. The boots are clean on the sides, but there's food bits encrusted on the top of the toe. So he only half-ass cleaned his boots. And he didn't even clean them in the most important part, which was the toe. I said, these are your work boots. He goes, yeah, how'd you know that? I said, because there's food still crusted on it. I said, you do a half-ass job. I wouldn't date you. He goes, what do you mean? I said, only half your boots are clean. If you don't put energy into your boots, what makes you think I'm going to believe you when you say you're going to put your energy into a relationship? You're only going to half-ass your way through a relationship, and you're not going to do any work. You're just going to do just enough work to get by. He got real quiet real fast. If you don't put energy into yourself, you ain't gonna put energy into your relationships. And I don't mean romantic relationships. I mean any relationships at all. I had a friend, Miss Monette. She lived next door to me when I was in Tennessee. My only damn friend I had down there. She was 83 years old. This woman is on the brink of senility. I didn't care. She was really nice. She was my kind. She was my kind of gal. She's very businesslike. Owned her own business a lot of her life. She owned a convenience store. She had a catering. She made pastries and things in her deli and sold them in her shop. Very, very businesslike. I adored her. But she was also a bit of a Southern belle. Let's call her a Southern belle because she had to have the right clothes and she had to have them in the right color and they had to be pressed and they had to be starched and they had to be laundered ever just so. And everything was organized and everything was ever just so. And she was like that until she croaked because she had value in herself. She had learned that, not just being in business, but later on in life, she didn't let that get her down. Her being elderly, her being, not as young as she used to be or as vibrant as she used to be, she did not let that part get her down. She was still wearing makeup. She was still wearing her pretty clothes. She was still putting an attempt into herself, even though she couldn't get around very well. Hell, she was hiring me to, she would go out and she'd buy some nice pants, and because she was shorter than I was. So I would have to hem them up for her and I would do alterations for her at her house. And you know what? Because I was a friend, I wouldn't charge her for it. I just didn't feel like it. Well, she wanted to cheap out on me. She was 83 and she wanted to pay me $25 to do all this stuff. I know the drill. Okay. Just do it for free and don't worry about it. She'll pay you back with pies or something later on. Trust me, in the South, it pays back. Anyway, the point is she had this quality of herself. And so I found myself when she called me over or when I wanted to go over there to see her, when we were having tea together or coffee together, I'd clean up and I'd put on some fresh clothes and I'd brush my hair and I'd go over there to her house. And she asked me once, she goes, nobody else does that. Why do you do that? I said, because Miss Monette, I respect you. And you know what? You're helping me respect myself. I live out in the country. It doesn't mean I'm a bumpkin. It doesn't mean I'm depressed or sad. And it doesn't mean I don't have any self-respect. That's the reason why country folk, when they go out to Walmart to do their weekly shopping or their monthly shopping or whatever, that's why they dress up. That's why they put on the Sunday best. You see that a lot in like Little House on the Prairie and things like that. Well, we're going to town, y'all. Put on your Sunday shoes. Make sure you're wearing your Sunday dress and your Sunday hat, and make sure you look good. That's because you were going out in public. You weren't at home digging in the dirt for potatoes. You were going out, and that was a reflection of your value. And that still exists down there in the South. It exists in the country, and it's important, not just for community, but for you. It's a reciprocation. It's a mirror. It's an expression of value. Even a little tiny bit of this expression can make a difference in human face-to-face interactions. And it helps curb that negative back and forth that we've all come so accustomed to having. It seems meager. It seems like it doesn't matter, but it does. It does matter. And if you're bald, well, lotion your scalp, make it nice and pretty. If you've got a beard, use a beard oil. I don't like guys with beards, because I come from a background where guys didn't use beard oils. Their beards were nasty. They weren't taken care of. They were rough. They were wiry, and they hurt. They hurt. It wasn't until later on in life that I even knew that guys were supposed to take care of their beards. I had no idea about that. I would date a guy who had facial hair if he took care of it, which is actually some personal growth on my part. Okay, all right. It's been an hour. Any
Yeah.
questions?
Bowling alley isn't open. I need a shine, Jeff B. Cronus wants to know there's beard oil.
There's beard oil. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm a girl. What am I going to use beard oil? No, don't
Yeah.
answer that.
Yeah. And then Jeff says,
Don't you answer that.
Jeff B says, gotta respect discipline. And I agree. Indeed.
Yes. Those little things, these little things that we have forgotten matter. There's all these little things that not our parents didn't do it, but our grandparents did it, and our
my mom
great grandparents did.
I was dressed to the hilt at all times. My mom was a seamstress, though. So.
Oh, that was because it was about her work.
Yeah, and my hair was always, they called me Bubbles. She used to put my hair up in these little ponytails on top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh yeah, I was dressed to the hilt at all. In fact, it was rather embarrassing because if anybody knows anything about working in the fashion industry, fall fashion comes out in summertime. So I was wearing shit before the shit was cool. Bell bottom, crushed velvet, hip huggers. Oh yeah, please.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad those pictures never made it. Okay. Those are some of the pictures. I'm like, okay, good. No, but seriously, dressed to the hilt all the time. And even, it's so funny because even in the house, my pajamas have to match.
Okay, that's going a bit far, maybe.
Yeah, and I have sunglasses to match my purses that match my shoes. Yeah,
that might be.
I'm
looking here for some balance.
That's going a little, but I like my sunglasses to match my purse. That just looks good. I mean, why wear a purple purse?
Well, if you like it, then there's nothing wrong with that, V.
Oh, and earrings and like having my hair done. It wasn't until recently when I got sick, even when I was sick. Seriously, I mean, there was just a couple of times that I would actually walk out of the house without makeup on because I just didn't feel right. But now I'm okay with just like not having makeup. But ever since I dyed my hair red, yeah, I've been hiding behind my avatar, people, until I get my hair back to its color, which Jason tried, but we have to do it again in a couple more days because I have strawberry blonde hair now.
I'm going to answer Kronos because he's aching for me to answer that.
You know he is.
I don't need beard oil because I don't have a beard at all. I shave it off. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't.
Me either. And Nair makes my whole face red. I can't wax because I have sensitive skin. Mm-hmm. It's horrible.
I have a beard trimmer. I have a beard trimmer. It's a men's beard trimmer. I mean, why not? Yes, it's a men's beard trimmer. It's what is it? It's like I don't remember what brand it is, but it's got all the bells and whistles with it, and I don't use it for anything else except clipping the beard away completely. I hate that damn thing. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh yeah, I can't Jeff B. Yeah, like if I have like striped pajama bottoms and all I have left is like a checkered top. Oh yeah, no. I will search and I'll wash something out because I can't. Because please, like what if I pass away and somebody finds me in checkered pants and a flowered top? Oh God forbid. and 2 different pairs of socks? Yeah, no. And don't forget clean underwear, folks.
I recently got my retro 90s.
Hey, if I don't have clean underwear, then fuck it. I don't wear underwear.
I went to a yard sale and found some retro 90s that are so incredibly cute, and now I feel like I feel like I'm a fucking empress.
I love
I've
it.
got my tapestries back here. I've got my beaded pink throne, and now I've got like my 1970s sheer
Oh,
frilly
I love it.
retro night. Yeah, I feel like a
Love
fucking
it.
queen, man.
Oh yeah, and I'm
Oh, I
telling
love
you,
it.
Fredericks of Hollywood gives me special discounts because yeah, I love the lingerie. I love that. And it's just me in my house. I don't give a crap. It's not like I'm dressing up and I just like the way the stuff feels and it just makes you feel good.
It feels good. Yeah, that's
Yes, it
exactly it.
makes
It
you feel
feels
good.
good. And that
Except when you have to
energy,
ask your neighbor Ann to strap you into your friggin' yeah, camisole because I couldn't strap myself in. It's hard to tie the back, by yourself.
I understand.
Yeah, but it's friggin' hot. It's leather, black leather. Yeah, it's nice. And it doesn't
I
make you
like the
sweaty.
sweeter things in life. Thanks.
No, but yeah,
I,
sometimes you got to get a little sexy.
yeah, I did that in my youth. I even had I had Fredericks of Hollywood stiletto black heeled
Love them.
hip boot.
Cronus is like, what?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I had a riding crop, and I had
Oh,
a
shit.
leather corset. Oh yeah.
That's it.
I
I
was
got a
very
leather
much in
corset. Oh, my
charge.
God.
I was
Oh,
very much in charge. The problem is I couldn't find any guys who would let me.
tie
They're
them up.
so pansy and snowflakey. They couldn't handle it.
Oh,
And
well.
I'm like, really? I thought you guys, and no.
What?
Mm-mm. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm going to be,
Yes,
you
I
know what?
got skirt and stuff.
Mm-mm. So I handed my riding crop down to my daughter, who's actually put it to more use than I ever did. And my boots ended up getting dry rot. My leather corset ended up going away too.
Uh,
So my sex life has always been always.
well, to be honest with you, um, mine too, but that's not, I just like wearing nice, frilly, sexy things under my clothes. It just makes you feel like more of a woman. If it's just you carry yourself differently, you,
Mm-hmm.
I think present yourself differently with your undergarments. Like I've just now gotten back into like all the garter belts and the hosieries and stuff. Love
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I
do too.
can't wear the big, come fuck me
I
pumps
got
anymore.
teased for wearing a slip underneath my
Right?
dress.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I don't understand what the hell the problem is with that. I like wearing slips underneath my
I do
dresses.
too. I do too. Jeff.
All the stuff that I did as a kid
What?
is like really in fashion now. Like
Yeah.
like I had this beautiful 1920s black coat with it wasn't mink, it was like beaver, but it was
Uh-huh.
real fur. I wore that to school once and I got incessantly teased about it. I grow up and the same fuckers that was teasing me at school about wearing that retro stuff are wearing the retro stuff now.
I know, I know. And you know what? I had my mom made this sweater and had all like beads on it.
Mm,
Sparkly iridescent beads. I remember back in the 90s going clubbing wearing that and like short like um like mini skirts from like the 50s.
mm-hmm.
And then my mom had made a flapper dress. I loved that flapper dress.
Oh,
OMG. With the white beaded sweater over it with the little clip that went across the top. Oh, I love all that stuff. That's when I started going to thrift stores. And then everybody started going, where'd you get that? I'm like, just down at the thrift stores. And then thrift stores just like fucking bursted wide open, little green, little red beret. I had a little red beret before that song even came out. Oh yeah. I
I
was
have
definitely
I
retro. I
have
love.
a I have a an antique Saks Fifth Avenue mink stole.
Nah.
Yes, I do, and I have a picture to
Oh,
prove it too. Did you see?
I'm
Have you ever seen my
green.
Jessica Rabbit outfit? I
No.
am totally it's me, and I'm standing outside of the High Noon in Leavenworth, and I have my hair up, and it's got the little the little curls from the 20s,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I'm in I'm in my red dress, and I've got my mink stole,
Oh,
and
wow, cool.
I look, if it was black and white, you'd swear I was
Yeah.
back in the day.
I
Uh-huh.
love that. I
Yeah.
love dressing up. And it's like you said, but there's sometimes I've been rolling into Walmart at 4 a.m. in friggin', but they match pajama.
Okay, that doesn't count. 4 a.m. at what? If you're walking into Walmart at 4 a.m. in the morning in your pajamas, there's generally a reason why.
Yeah, I
Plus,
needed ice cream. That's
oh
why.
my God. There's a balance. Okay. It's
I
not like
know.
I'm
I'm
saying
just
you
causing
should be
shit.
dressed up all the time and go
No,
out only when you're, because
no. But I
that's just
know
not gonna
people like
happen.
that. I know people like that. I always make that comment to my boyfriend.
Everybody is
Do you have your
familiar.
high heels on as you're taking out that damn garbage? Got
The
your
heels
makeup
and the
on? You
pearls
never
to
know
take out
them
the
garbage
garbage
man.
bag.
You know them garbage man. Gotta look out for them garbage man. Never know, you might pick up a beauty there. Well, you never know who I might meet. I said, guess what? I meet the most interesting people when I look the shittiest. And guess what? Doesn't matter.
Well,
It doesn't matter because I'm still me. You know what I'm saying? I like
oh,
the self checkout.
it matters to me, because generally
Yeah.
speaking, if I am if I meet somebody and I'm shit-tastic, I never hear from them again.
Oh, really? Oh, so the
Yeah.
opposite with me.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. I can look my worst and go out and I'm just watch. I'm going to meet some friggin' hot babe and is just going to be talking to me and I look like a damn garbage truck vomited me. Oh,
Wait,
that's
which
pretty.
song are you talking about, Kronos? I don't know what song he's talking about.
The Jessica Rabbit. He's asking if you were just drawn that way. Look, read up.
Oh, why don't you do right like other men do? Yeah, I can sing the song.
Hey.
I
Yeah,
also do.
she
I
can sing.
really love. Um, damn it. Damn it. Big Spender. Big
Yeah.
Spender.
Hey,
Hey,
big
Big
spender.
Spender,
I can't sing.
spend a little time with me. Yeah, I do that too.
I
So
still want you to sing the Angele song. I like that.
Angele. What one is
I
that
can
one?
bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, and never let you
Oh,
forget
oh,
you're a man.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. I
It was
remember that
they
from when
turned
I
it
was a
into a
kid.
commercial.
Yeah, yes, I remember talking about it now. That's the
Yeah.
one.
Oh, we have to do a karaoke stream. Seriously.
I would have to dig out my computer and set up my office, and well,
One
since
day.
Lorian got her fairy room,
Yeah.
that's the next room I can be. Yeah, that the office is the next room that I can work on.
Yeah.
Is the office. So because the kitchen is like 99% clean. I still have There's like a milk crate of cups I have to put away, and there is the top of the cabinets that I have to clean off, and that's it. And
Wow.
considering what I came into,
Ugh.
that's amazing.
I know. God bless Anne. I'm scared to go home. Seriously, but God bless
Oh,
my neighbor for I mean, I've seen the videos before, and I know that she's been working on my apartment now for 2 months. I mean,
mhm.
come on, I have a very small apartment. I have a 1-bedroom little shotgun apartment. She's been working on it 2 months. And she says I won't touch the fridge. She said the fridge is nasty. Anyways, but yeah. So anyways, let's wrap this up.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow, we are doing tale telling Thursdays.
I thought you
It'll
were
be
doing that on Tuesdays.
We're going to be doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Tuesday was just kind of like we didn't really know what we were going to do. But so the gist of it is we're going to be telling tales. Okay. Whoever wants to come up and tell a tale. And the chat has to guess if it's true or if it's not true.
Oh, how interesting is that?
Yeah. So I wanted to throw that by you and throw it by everybody. It might be a little bit earlier because this time of night's like kind of bad for me. Like at 3:33, like when babbling bullshit. So it'd be like an extension of babbling bullshit, but it's going to be telling tales. And I know Jen's is dying to tell some tales. So yeah, so stories. Is it live or is it Memorex? You know, is it true or not true? And I just thought it'd be something fun, something different, something kind of interesting to do. And I don't know, we'll see how that works out. But always Wednesdays is Wake Up Wednesdays. Stay tuned for the next topic because we never know what's going to pop up, do we, Kathia?
No, I kind of do it by what Divine Source kind of leads me to do. I really didn't do a good job with this investment of energy.
No, it was actually really good, to be honest with you, because there was a lot of different kinds of energy flowing, which I think that's what the purpose was.
That's possible. Sometimes the message does come out.
Yeah.
I just don't realize it until afterwards, because after we get done here, after we get off, I go back and I re-listen to it. Like the do or do not. I got tongue tied a couple of times during that stream and I had the backward tongue problem.
I know.
But
that's okay.
Tongue.
It's okay. I do it all the time.
But yeah, and I listened to last week's, or not last week's, the one on Sunday that we did, the Paranormal Sunday. That was a little bit
really
too long.
Good.
It was good, but it was too long.
It was long, but you know what? It's so funny because that was like afterwards. Why is it? I guess it must be the time that we're on or something. You know, it doesn't seem like very many people are tuning in, but they are. You know, so I mean, as long as people are tuning in and they're getting something out of it, and they like what we're putting out, let's just continue to do it until we, you know, we can't anymore. You know, and like I said, I got some other stuff coming up. You know, like with
dude, I've got topics for decades, man. I can talk out of
and
my
I've got stories too, but you don't know if they're real or not. And not all of them are true, Cronus, with some lying. Some of them are totally bullshit, and some of them are totally true, but you think we're lying because they're so
I
out
remember.
there.
I remember. Oh my God. I wanted to pimp my blog.
Yes, please do. Yes.
I wanted to pimp my blog. There are several stories on my blog. I don't know which ones are up or which ones are down. I have hundreds.
And you have a website.
Well, the website is the blog.
Is the blog, which is kathiastar.com.
Well, you have to put the www dot in front of it.
Well, yeah, www.kathiastar.com.
That's correct.
I'll type it in.
You have to put the www in front of it, otherwise you're not going to find it. Yep. It is www.kathiastar.com. It's very easy. And my Gmail, if anybody wants to send me an email or anything, I am at kathiastar@gmail.com.
So it's Kathiastar, all one word, right?
Yeah.
Kathia, wait, hold on, star.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a story there about Miss Monette. It's called Dyersburg Duke. It's a funny ass story. Is Eastland on?
Yeah, she just came in.
Well, hi, Eastland. Aw.
Why are you
Hope you
feeling a
feel
bit
better.
stupid? What'd you do? You overdid it, huh? I bet she overdid
Mm,
it.
I bet you she did too.
Yeah.
There is my doctor story is on my Doctor Who story is also on there in bits and pieces. I'm those are actual dreams that I have had. They're obviously not verbatim. I did take some artistic license with it, but I had a few months in 2018 where I had consecutive dreams about traveling with the doctor. So if you ask me whether or not those are real, the answer is yes, those are absolutely real. Um, that's a big long story to go along with that. There's lots of Loki stories up there. All you got to do is look for it. I write myth, I write folklore. There's lots of folklore stuff up there. um Chen Wu and the Hungry Ghost is my Chinese folklore story. The How Dragonfly Got His Colors is a Pourquoi story written by me. It is an original. There's The Fool and His Shoes, which I'm quite very proud of because it is a period piece. It is a myth from the Middle Ages. There is another story. There's another period piece called um, oh gosh, I think it's called Princess Elizabeth's Freckles. That one is it is a historical piece. But there's all kinds of things on my blog. And it's just chock full of content. And I don't get to pimp it out very often. One of my favorites is Little Red Riding Thor. And it is from the Eddas, but it's a retelling from Loki's point of view.
Oh, wow.
I do a lot of stories from Loki's point of view. He's a very funny guy. Okay, but there's more than
So
just Loki on there too. So yeah.
awesome. Well, Eastland, feel better. She pulled her she worked hard, but didn't overdo it, but dislocated her shoulder late in her sleep. Ow. I
Yes,
love that below.
Kronos.
And
That
by
is
the way,
correct.
if y'all didn't know, Katia is a published author.
I am actually a published author. If you want to read some of my articles, you'll have to go to Fandom Wiki and look up myth in pop culture. And there are a couple of articles there that I
We
was
need to get
writing.
those links. You need to send me those links in the text or something so I'll have them on hand so I can put them in next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote for Fandom Wiki
Oh, wow.
for a while. I've been published in historical publications with storytelling. I am a storytelling champion. I hold awards for writing and writing stories and oral storytelling as well.
Awesome.
I'm actually a pretty accomplished person.
Yes, you are. Not a lot of people know that, though.
No, because there's just people get scared when I start telling them all the things that I've done and everything that
I don't understand that, but I live in a different realm than most people, though. To me, that's it. That's intriguing. I
I'm a
want to know
very
more.
intriguing person. I want to know
Yeah.
why I'm still single. What the hell? I'm adventurous. I'm expressive, outspoken, loving, compassionate, kind, sweet, accomplished.
Yeah, men are scared of that shit.
Organized. I'm a fucking unicorn.
Yeah,
V.
but I know, but men are scared of that shit. You know that.
Are you kidding me? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
know.
scared of
Believe
that
me when
big
I say I
time.
know. And I'm
They
not
don't
looking
like
for
the power.
competition. I'm just looking for
Because
love.
we have the power. They don't like it.
Well, it's my power.
Right.
I think they are afraid that I would try to exert it over them. That
Which is a
because I'm
bunch of
powerful in
bullshit.
myself, that I want to reach out and control them. And that's not at
Which is
all what I
bullshit.
want.
No, which is bullshit. But that's the
I
way they
know.
think, because that would be what they would want to do. Think about it. We're different. We're a different species than they are.
Yeah, well, I have faith that my Loki is different. That
Yeah.
he's looking for partnership and equality, you know, and that he is my emperor. He's going to be in his power when we meet, and I'm going to be in my empress power.
Hey,
And
Cronus,
we're going to,
you can't shine sandals. Jeez. He says he
yes,
doesn't shine his shoes.
but you can shine sandals. You
And
can.
he can't brush his virtual hair. You don't have no hair. It was taken away from you. So was your. Never mind. Didn't you ever read the story about Cronus? Cronus? Don't you know about yourself? He forgot. Jathia.
I am very reluctant to respond to that
Yeah,
because
we're
I
not
once
going to.
told a certain person who he was because I knew who he was, and that burned my ass in the
I
end.
know. I'm just
So,
teasing him. Me and Cronus
and
have a game.
I'm
We have
not,
a
I don't
game.
regret telling him any of that because all of that is true. It's people have choices. I
Yeah,
stepped into my shoes. I'm waiting for mine to step into his. It is what it is.
that's right. And it ain't what it ain't. And on that note,
Isn't that the truth?
I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. Phone, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to see you. Jeff B, always a pleasure. Cronus, my little troll baby. Yeah, you know who you are. Eastland, nice to see you, dear. I hope you make a speedy recovery. Jens, don't forget tomorrow, Tale Telling Tuesdays, maybe at the 3:33. I don't want to miss anybody. I hate it because it always seems like I miss somebody. Um, um, I don't think I missed anybody, did I,
Well,
Kathia?
who was that at the very beginning? There was one at the very, very, very beginning that I didn't recognize.
Bone?
Like something about a Slade and a
Oh,
spade.
Sam. Oh my gosh, I can't forget him. Sir Sam Spade. Love
Yeah.
him. Really cool young man. Very cool young man. Yes. Thank you for that. Because I'd be heart wrenched. Yeah. But anyways, until next time, ciao for
Plus
now.
5. Bye.